Morning guys from Penhelig railway station on the Cambrian coastline. I'm taking you guys on a walk today, a walk that has everything from secret islands to World War II plane crashes, to fantastic beaches and a world-renowned golf course. First of all, we're going to head off down to the Dyfi Estuary where there is a commando monument, believe it or not, and then we're going to walk across the estuary for a while, and we're going to end up crossing the railway line, going up there onto a ridge where we will see the site of the World War II plane crash, and we're going to head down from that towards the world-renowned Aberdyfi golf course, go across that, head into the dunes and then along the beaches, and we're going to be finishing up on the harbour front in Aberdyfi. A walk of about 5 miles, I reckon this is. Hopefully it's not going to be too strenuous. I don't have my walking shoes on anything today, so yeah, but there will be some fantastic views. Come with me. We're going to head down there now and I shall catch you on the shorefront of the Dyfi Estuary.
Penhelig railway station is really just a single platform request stop on the Cambrian coastline that runs from Penhelig to Penhelig. I made my way here on the train earlier on in the day, and it's just a short walk down these steps, turning right onto the main road and heading on to our first landmark, the Commando Memorial, which is just past the slipway here in a small park overlooking the estuary.
And there we go guys, the Commando Memorial. 3 Troop 10 who were welcomed in Aberdyfi while training for special duties in battle 1942 to 1943. 20 were killed in action. I don't know how many actually trained here, but yeah, another somber reminder of the horrors of war, I guess. Anyway, just beyond that is a gate, and I think we should head for that gate now. Lovely spot to just enjoy the views of the estuary as well. Look at that. Beautiful, but we're heading up and inland, so I believe don't have to worry about the tide. There's some well-worn steps carved into the rocks here, isn't there?
And this part of the route is known as the Roman Road, although it was actually built for horse and carriage in 1808. And much of it has been eroded by the sea, and it's obviously been adapted somewhat to make it a usable path for people these days. But once you reach the steps, it's a short climb up, which brings you back out by the railway line on your left, and a small pebbly beach to your right. You will soon then reach the grassy area with a bench known as Picnic Island. It's a great place to take in the views out towards the sea or inland up the Dyfi Estuary, and you can see here that if you're on the train, the scenery can be absolutely spectacular. Soon we're crossing over the main road, following the signposted public footpath which marks the start of the climb up and into the hills behind Aberdyfi itself. Now once you pass the outward bound centre here and the first area of woodland, you cross some open fields and head back into a second larger area of woodland in front of you.
Right guys, so yeah, across the field, through this gate, into another small patch of woodland, and at this point you know you're on the right track. You've done about a mile if you're recording it from Penhelig railway station, so yeah, a mile down, no problem, is it? A little bit of a climb up from the railway line, but no biggie. Let's carry on.
This brings you out on the single track road where you cross a cattle grid and continue up the track to Trevivara, heading towards the farmyard and out onto the hill. This is easily the steepest and hardest part of the walk, and I must admit I was blown a bit as I followed the path upwards. Well, it does level off after a while and the walking gets easier, but in hindsight I didn't plan for this particularly well, and I would definitely recommend wearing some decent walking shoes if you feel like doing this yourself. There's a stile here and a gate. Of course you can go through the gate, but where's the fun in that? I had enough energy left in me to go over the stile, and looking back towards the Dyfi Estuary, the views are certainly worth the effort. I was pretty much in the vicinity of the World War II crash site now, and it's a good spot to have a rest and grab some lunch.
Alright then guys, made it to the lunch spot and also the site of that crash back in World War II. And yeah, I'll tell you what, I said a little bit earlier on that I wasn't anticipating it being particularly strenuous. Well, that last 3/4 of a mile or so from down in the valley there up to pretty much the ridge now. Well, yeah, I found it fairly hard going, but you know, if you're kind of quite old and overweight and reasonably unfit like me, then you are going to. And the other thing is, yeah, I probably should have brought my walking boots with me today, certainly for the ankle support coming up, and I suspect going down as well in a bit. But I think it's a less steep path down. I couldn't think of the words to say there, but yeah, but yeah, I'm not sure there's much trace of the crash, to be honest. And would you want there to be? I don't know. It's a little bit of history, isn't it? And what I'll do is I'll do a little bit more research when I get back, and I'll talk a little bit more about it after lunch. But yeah, it's quite a sobering thought. 2 people were killed in the crash. 1 person survived, actually. But yeah, I'm not quite sure of the aircraft type or anything yet. So yeah, I'll look all that up and talk about it in a little while. But yeah, in the meantime, I'm going to have something to eat, and I will catch you over there in a little while, and then on the way back down towards Aberdyfi.
The aircraft involved in the crash was flying from the south across the Dyfi Estuary in thick fog. The pilot mistook the first ridge for a subsequent one leading to the crash, and after that the RAF established a manned beacon on the site with a flashing light that operated day and night for the remainder of the war to prevent similar accidents. And I didn't have much success in finding out any more detail online. Although I didn't see any remnants of the plane, I did find in the undergrowth here what I believe to be parts of the old beacon, but I would love some clarification on this. And if you do know any more about the crash, then please leave me a comment. I would be really interested in finding out a little more detail. After lunch, I started to make my way west, stopping all too often to take in the impressive views in every direction.
Alright guys, yeah, we are starting to descend now, which is quite nice, and the views are really opening out. And you have just over there, well, in the foreground really, is the mouth of the Dyfi Estuary, and this bit here that just sticks out, I think, is the AONB, the Area of Outstanding Natural Beauty, designated wildlife protected area, I think. And yeah, you've got Borth in the distance, possibly Clarick Bay as well, and then beyond that, although you can't see, it's behind that hill there, is Aberdyfi. Hope I've got all that right. And over to my right, you can't actually see it now, is Tywyn, the home of the Alighting narrow gauge railway, of course. And so yeah, the views really quite impressive from this what is known as this part here, the panorama walk. And yeah, I'm looking forward to getting down towards Aberdyfi now, the golf course, the sand dunes, and of course the beach. We get a little bit of level walking, and I've got something interesting that I wanted to try, and I also want to share with you guys, and I want to know what your thoughts are as well. But when we get down there, I'll tell you all about that. I don't think it's going to be too long now, but yeah, I'll just press on along this road, nice easy walking, and I'll see you in a bit.
This part of the walk is known as the Panorama Walk, which also incorporates Happy Valley. And staying on the tarmac road to the left here will take you back into Aberdyfi itself, but we're continuing west onto the farm track, and beyond the farm we need to cross a couple of fields aiming for the restricted byway signpost in the distance. And once you reach that, you take the track to the left, which quickly brings you back out onto another tarmac single track road. By this point of the walk, you might, like me, be finding it a little bit hard on the knees. I do often find, though, that going downhill can sometimes be worse than going uphill in this respect. The road winds its way down before eventually you arrive at a cemetery, which is mainly on your right. And we've reached the main road again now, the A493 between Aberdyfi and Tywyn. Cross over and continue down this lovely stretch of public footpath that heads towards the railway line, where you will find a well-maintained crossing point. Remember to stop, look and listen before making your way over the line, where you will meet another sign telling you what to do. In this case, wait here in case you either disturb the golfers or manage to get hit on the head by a rogue golf ball. And founded in 1892, Aberdyfi is a classic links golf course, consistently rated as one of the top 100 courses in the UK and Ireland. I successfully negotiated the fairway and ended up in the sand dunes beyond, where I just had a quick 5-minute rest.
Right then guys, so we are about 4.25 miles into the walk, and we made it down to the beach, just crossing over the golf course there, having come down from the Happy Valley and Panorama Walk above it. And yeah, I tell you what, I tried golf once, I was absolutely rubbish, and needless to say, the golf clubs have been languishing in the shed ever since. Maybe I'll stick them on eBay one day, you never know. But yeah, something I wanted to try out when I was down here. I've done it before, and it's not necessarily something to do on the beach, but yeah, I just want to get your thoughts on this. Have you ever tried barefoot walking? And like I said, it's probably not something for the beach, it's more for kind of walking across grass, and I find it quite invigorating actually, and yeah, really like it, and especially after coming down there, and it's a bit hard on the knees and a little bit sore on the ankles and the heels of my feet. So yeah, all we've got to do now, he said, is head across the beach back into Aberdyfi. That's the plan anyway. And so I'm going to take my shoes and socks off. I might even go for a paddle. You never know. So yeah, cool down a bit. I will see you back in town.
Yeah, so just to say, if anybody does want to buy a set of golf clubs, they're still in the shed. Let me know in the comments below. I'll spare you a close-up shot of my feet, yeah, but it was really nice to get my shoes off for a bit. It's a really large expanse of beach here, flanked by sand dunes. It stretches southwards towards the mouth of the Dyfi Estuary, and you basically just follow it around. I must admit, it did seem to go on for longer than I was anticipating. I resisted the urge for a paddle, and yeah, it probably isn't the most exciting part of the walk, although I did see a jellyfish at one point. Well, you can see Aberdyfi in the distance here, and yeah, you literally just walk off the beach and into the village. It's a lovely picturesque place to spend some time, with plenty of coffee shops, pubs, etc. to replenish your thirst. I made my way onto the small pier, where I just took a couple of minutes to summarise the walk.
Right then guys, we made it to Aberdyfi harbourfront, and yeah, that took me about 3 hours really, and it was 6 miles in the end. So yeah, a walk that had pretty much everything really, didn't it? A bit of a strenuous first couple of miles. We headed up into the hills, we had a little bit of history up there, and then we were down to the golf course and of course the beach. I'll tell you what, that last mile or so was a real killer across the sands, but yeah, I really enjoyed it. Like I said, give yourself about 3 hours really to do this walk if you want a lunch break, and you know, stop once or twice along the way. I'm heading off to the station now. Thank you very much for watching. If you like this kind of thing, there are lots of others around the screen now. I'll catch you on another walk soon, hopefully. And until then, guys, cheers for the walk.